I'm Sydney Rogers, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at FingerLakes1.com. We are live in the studio of FingerLakes1.com, where I am joined by Jim Sinicropi and Josh Durso.
Here we are.
Yep.
Another week.
Here we are. It's not any warmer. It's not any
Nope.
sunnier, I feel like, but it's spring.
Yeah, it is. Sure. Great. Wonderful.
I'm trying really hard to get in the spring mood.
You can be all the positive you want to be, but it's not changing the fact that we were getting snow flurries yesterday.
Yeah.
And
It's ridiculous.
it's going to be like a roller coaster the next week. You went out, you wine toured this past weekend, didn't you?
I did. I've taken through some photos. We went on the west side of Seneca Lake wine tour. It was actually Saturday. It was a nice day.
I was going to say, how was the weather?
I mean,
trying
it
to
was
remember.
a little crisp, but it wasn't
Yeah.
cold or anything. It was kind of sunny. It was a good day. You want to?
I'm excited to see some photos.
All right. Well, there's so many options for going on wine trails. You know, there's
Oh,
Cupa,
yeah.
Seneca, and you can never do them all, every one in one day. So
No.
you're always picking on a few. So we decided to go on the west side of Seneca Lake. Started down near Dundee at Herman J. Weimer. And work our way north and eventually have dinner in Geneva. So here's Herman J. Weimer Winery. It's a small little house slash barn.
A lot of
almost.
them, yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
But it's pretty cool. There's no doubt about it. They're as if you've never done wine tasting before, usually you go in and they give you a list of what wines you want to sample, and then you select which ones and they pour it. So they usually give you a menu like this, and so we chose ours. And there was the woman who poured it. She was a lot of fun. She was nice. We had a good time at Weimer Winery. Look at some of the bottles for sale, of course.
Of course.
And look at everybody having a great time on the wine
Woo-woo.
trail, just tasting wine and laughing.
Those people have to be so knowledgeable
Oh, yeah.
about the
Right.
wines.
She was great too. She was really good.
She probably gets those people that don't care at all, that just want to get
Right.
drunk, and the other ones that are like, I want to taste the
I'm always
the
interested
oak.
in it,
Right.
and hearing about how they make it and why it tastes different, and comparing them. But she was wonderful. I can't remember her name though. I apologize to her. But there's in the back, they have these giant vats.
Oh, that's
at-
awesome.
At Weimer, it was pretty cool, and an alternative tasting area there.
Cool.
And one of the coolest things at Weimer, as you look at their vineyard in the back of their tasting room, there is this letter. The Herman J. Weimer was German-born, and he was pretty well known, and so he was worked at Bully Hill or Taylor Wines back in the day, and he was fired on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
of
horrible.
1979.
Yeah.
And that's the telegram he received when he was fired. And it says, best wishes for the holiday.
On Christmas
Thank
Eve.
you. You're fired. Walter S. Taylor, Bully Hill Vineyards. And so he went, he had land where he had planted some grapes that he brought over from Europe, some Riesling, or I don't know the technical terms, and he opened up his own winery, and there it is, Weimer. And
Oh,
they're
that's awesome.
Excellent wine.
That is great.
So after that, we
it's
headed north
pretty.
to Anthony Road Winery, which is I love to go to Anthony Road. I've been there plenty of times, and it's got I love their wine. I think they have great wine, and a pretty cool tasting room,
Oh, yeah. I like it.
and a good view of Seneca Lake. And again, you choose, and a lot of them have different flights that you choose. You can piecemeal it and say I want to taste this, this, and this. Choose any 5. Some of them have like a dry flight and a sweet flight, and there, everybody's tasting the wine, and you see there they have these erasable markers on the laminated copy, so you just mark it,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and then they erase it. There's a view out the back deck at Anthony Road, which is a nice view. Another tasting room.
Cool.
And then it was off to Seneca Shore Winery, which is a newer winery.
I was going to say that's the
I've
last
never-
few years. That's not
Wide
that's not
variety.
too old.
Wide variety at Seneca Shore, and they have like there's a vineyard at Seneca Shore. A lot of wineries just bring in grapes and make the wine. A lot of them grow their own. So Seneca Shore obviously has a nice vineyard there. And then inside it's more of a medieval theme there at Seneca Shore.
That's
which
different.
is something different, right? But good wines, really good wines. As a matter of fact, I wish I could remember I took 2 wines away from Seneca Shore, and I can't remember the name of them, but I got them both specifically for cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had such a distinctive flavor that would pair well to make like a blackberry reduction, one of them, and one of them I thought would go good with the cherries, like a cherry reduction. So I bought them specifically to cook with. And then it was on to Fox Run Vineyards, which is another well-known stop on the wine trail. And the thing about Fox Run is they got this giant gate, this medieval gate there, but like, well, who are they keeping out with that thing? You just go around it, right?
I was going to say, that's always the funny thing. It's like a giant archway protecting
nothing.
From what?
Yeah.
The not intelligent, I guess.
But what the cool thing about Fox Run too is they got nice food offerings there. So they have a little cafe where you can order lunch, which isn't something you can get at a lot of wineries.
Arguably the best, in my opinion, the best food.
Yeah, I think it's great. And they have like this little a bunch of cheeses in this case there. So it's more than just wine at Fox Run.
And I believe most of them are from Miranda.
Yep.
Oh,
most
awesome.
local products like these Stony Brook what were they? They were pumpkin seeds, maple flavored pumpkin seeds, and squash seeds, and they're made at the Tech Farm in Geneva, this Stony Brook. But they were good. I got a couple bags to bring home. And then again, there you go. They had a dry flight and a sweet flight, flight A and flight B, and that my wife's really excited about something there.
The wine, obviously, you're at your like 6th stop or 5th stop by now. She's loving it.
And I like this Foxtrot Red. It was. I like dry wines, but I think after you taste enough of them, I like stuff that tastes like a Concord grape too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's this Foxtrot Red at Fox Run did. Then some merchandise. I actually bought one of those. Are wine barrels, so the opposite side you can kind of see there where they're stained by the wine.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got the one that says Finger Lakes for a room that we're redoing in our house, and then it was off to Gale's Brewery. Something different.
That one is.
I've heard of them.
That's an experience. That one.
Yeah, it's a cool little place. Nice bar. It was kind of crowded when we first got there. And some beer instead of wine.
Switching it up.
And then up to Halsey's for dinner in Geneva, which is always a solid spot to go.
Yep,
absolutely.
And if you haven't been, it's a beautiful space, upstairs and downstairs. Yeah. And I put this on there. So the wood-fired meatballs are excellent appetizer. They're really good. They have a wood-fired brick oven in there, and they cook some of their dishes in there. And I had the duck.
Oh, it's so good there, too.
You are a duck guy.
Oh, if there's duck on the menu, I usually get it.
I have never had anything bad there at Halsey's, but I had that duck before, and it is amazing. Yeah,
it was delicious. And Brussels sprouts, fried Brussels sprouts, and then that little side, they had another special that had a cherry reduction, like a black cherry compote. And I like cherry with duck, so I asked if I could have a little bit of that. And actually, the duck was probably a little better without it, but I wanted to try it.
I need to learn.
They're accommodating at Halsey's, so they do a good job. So yeah, that's it. That was Saturday for me.
That is a fun.
It doesn't sound
day.
like a bad Saturday.
No, not at all. And I need to learn to eat lunch before we do this show, because every time we start talking about food, I get so hungry. All those places looked awesome. And hopefully I can go on a wine tour soon if the weather ever
The weather doesn't have to cooperate.
You're right, but it's so much more enjoyable
it
when it is so warm and sunny and you're just enjoying life, enjoying the Finger Lakes. You got me itching to go on one now.
Yeah, it's a fun day.
Oh, yeah. Always a very fun, entertaining day. But speaking of the weather, do we have any positive news at all?
No.
Please say yes.
It's a hit or miss type of weekend. The cold front separating 70-degree weather with 40-degree weather is going to be right over us. So it's really kind of too early to tell. But if we had to make a call, Friday looks like it could get up near 60.
Whoa.
Chance of showers later in the day. Friday night, a 30% chance of showers overnight before midnight. Low getting down to 44. Then Saturday probably would be my pick day, mostly cloudy with a high near 57, 40% chance of showers, although this can all change wildly whether that front moves an extra, 10 miles north or south. Like it could be in the 70s down in Ithaca and in the 40s in Newark this weekend. That's what it's going to be like.
Of course. It's always going to be colder where I live.
And then it looks like rain moving in Saturday night, Sunday, high near 56 on Sunday, more rain Sunday night, and then cooling down again to start next week. So sorry I don't have better things to report. It's not
this would
not
be
what we were hoping for.
This would be an ideal weekend to take a day trip down to Ithaca, Watkins Glen, that way.
Oh, yeah.
Get a little further south if you're in the northern central Finger Lakes.
Absolutely.
And you're probably going to see a little better
chance
weather.
Of warmer weather, yeah.
We're out of, it seems like we're maybe out of the 30s during the day. I don't want to make that assumption again. But
we should be like into the low to mid 50s by now on average.
Gotta take it as it is and look at the positives. So I still think that was a little bit positive. I'll take that.
Yeah, it's better than last weekend, or maybe it isn't. We don't know. It's changeable this weekend. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Watch keep checking
we'll
the Finger
let you know
Lakes
how
Weather
it is on
Center
Monday.
as we get closer.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do we have any good stories of the week?
We have news, not as usual. Not much of it is good, or we do have good news, but of course, readers like the less happy, optimistic stuff. We have the latest on an overnight fire that happened in Clyde on Welch Road. The second story of a home was seriously damaged, according to first responders, but there weren't any injuries. It sounds like there was just one person inside the home, and he got out safely. The former Varick town court clerk, who pleaded guilty to stealing more than $166,000 over the course of 8 years, was sentenced to 6 months in jail. Julie Doherty admitted to the theft, and this has been a really long, drawn-out court proceeding over the last 8 months or so. The whole thing came to surface last October.
Wow.
But now she will be serving 6 months in jail. She has been ordered to pay full restitution, and she will have a 5-year probationary period on top of that. We also have coverage from last night's Seneca County Board of Supervisors meeting, as well as the $50,000 state funding that's coming for the New York State Equal Rights Heritage Center in Auburn.
Well,
so that was
exciting.
an unexpected surprise for those in Auburn. The Mayor Quill announced that yesterday, and really good news for that because it's getting close to being done. We also have an interesting story about a $650,000 grant going to Cornell to help fight the opioid epidemic. Check that out. That's a really interesting
big
read.
investment project kicking off at the Canandaigua VA too, right? This week?
Huge.
$161 million.
Yeah,
right?
Massive. And that's a federally funded project. That's a federally funded effort. So that's a really big win for a facility that for years has been trying to get funding, piecemealing kind of funding together to make something work. And now a real package has been put together.
Cool.
Groundbreaking happened yesterday. And they will start real construction now here in the next few weeks.
Wow.
Lots of other news. FingerLakes1.com. Tap the app. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. All that good stuff. Definitely download the app. It's the easiest, fastest way to get information in the Finger Lakes.
It really
and
is.
we're updating 24/7. We've been pushing out some notifications. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback from readers.
Good.
About they like the notifications. They like getting the news sort of forced to them because it's more convenient. I mean, if something happens, people want to know what's going on.
I feel like I'm in the know more. Like, every time I get that, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I go and, look at it more. It's just a reminder right there that's telling you, like, go look at this right now. Because if I didn't, I would forget and possibly not go back to that story.
If you want to know what's going on, you open up the app, you hit on local news or weather or sports, and, there you go.
You get it.
It's very easy.
Instant.
All the
I
news.
love it. Hey, there's us.
Yeah, there we are.
News, podcasts, everything.
Yeah.
The works.
I was very surprised when I downloaded it and saw how much I can actually get off of the app, which is great. But I have some events that are going on in the weekend that
let's hear about them.
Spring-like, that makes me look forward to that warm weather. So on Saturday and Sunday, it's Tapas and Wine Weekend on the Seneca Lake Wine Trail. You can celebrate wine and hors d'oeuvres on the Seneca Lake Wine Trail, as each winery will prepare savory and sweet bites paired with fine Seneca wines. That sounds like a perfect weekend. I would go both the days because I love tapas, and then you just pair it with wine and you're like, wow, I never thought this would taste good with this. And then other things that are going on is at Ravenwood Golf Club and Victor on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's the annual Taste of the Finger Lakes feature food from local restaurants. Wine from Finger Lakes wineries and craft beers from local breweries. And the cost is $30 per person. So you're going to be getting, again, wine and beer plus great foods that you can pair with it. Other things we have are Auburn Chamber Orchestra is performing Auburn Pops at Cayuga Community College Bisgrove's Theater, and that is Friday night at 7:30. Those were my picks for the weekend on what you can do, and there's more events available on the community calendar under the local listings at our homepage on fingerlakes1.com, or like we just said, on the app as well.
Yeah, and we're going to be videotaping that Auburn Chamber Orchestra concert Friday night and publishing it over the weekend or maybe early next week, so you can watch the whole thing on Finger Lakes One or at the Auburn Chamber Orchestra website. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's not. We're in the between seasons, you know. We're coming up on when the big spring festivals start to pop up, where there'll be something big every weekend.
And there's tons.
Yeah,
there's tons.
As long as Mother Nature gets out of her funk.
Yeah,
she will. Give her time. Patient.
I'll try. But I do have a lot of photos.
A lot this week, my goodness.
It's awesome.
And a lot of them are really awesome. So I'll go through those, and we can choose. Beautiful. To start us out, Judy Goodman snapped this hawk with its prey along Shekel Road in Clifton Springs on Thursday.
Delicious.
That doesn't even look like it would be from around here, like that bird. I don't know. That's just my thought.
Nice talons.
That's awesome. Judy also captured this one in flight just before dusk on Thursday in Clifton Springs.
Oh, an owl. Yeah,
oh, that's awesome. Owls are so cool and creepy at the same time. It has, on few rare occasions, felt like spring over the last couple weeks. And this photo by Shelley Lannon last week captures that perfectly. Wow. That
Shelley,
could be on a postcard.
Thank you. I needed to see that. When I saw this picture, I was like, "Thank you." It reassured me that spring will eventually get here.
There's no snow.
That's an awesome picture. Another that isn't as lovely as spring, but is still an awesome photo. The sky looked menacing at Sodas Point in this shot taken last Wednesday.
Oh, wait, we missed one.
We missed one.
Oh, my goodness. I skipped Shelley. Sorry. Which one did we miss?
No, this one's Judy Goodman.
Which one did I? Oh, yeah, I went really far down.
You skipped a few.
My apologies.
But it is a lovely dove.
Yeah, trying to keep warm on Thursday.
With the
ruffled feathers.
Yeah, plumed
wow.
out to
you can see the snow on the branch.
That is awesome,
Winter.
though.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure I don't mess up. There's so many I have to keep my finger on the dot. Shelley Lannon snapped this little guy who appeared to be growing frustrated with the endless winter. Yeah, he's over it.
I'm with him.
You're with him? I
or
think
her,
a lot of us
whatever
are.
it is.
He looks like a him. We'll go with a him. Now, the sky looked menacing at Sodas Point in this shot taken last Wednesday during the windstorm by Susan Tracy Hughes. That is an amazing picture, too. Wow.
There is, I just want to give a quick shout out to, there's a Sodas Point Facebook page. There were some incredible, more than we could even publish on our, there were some incredible photos shared on that from that windstorm.
Sure.
Right from that pier is incredible.
That is awesome. Jane DeCan captured the sunrise on Saturday along the north end of Seneca Lake in Geneva.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Makes it feel like no winter around there. Rachel Burkholder wonders if April snow showers bring mayflowers in this shot during a snow squall in Seneca Falls.
They don't.
Horrible.
I think that's a lie. I think that's in Waterloo.
No,
really?
that's on.
That's on
River Road.
You're right.
Yeah,
River Road. Good call.
Good call. Way to know
I
your
thought it was on
Finger Lakes
Airport
area.
Road in Seneca Falls when I first saw it. But
Yeah,
you're right. That's River
No, I know
Road.
that tree specifically. I used to live on River Road. The bright red on the cap of this woodpecker stood out on this day against the otherwise earthy backgrounds in this photo by Shelley Lannon.
Yeah, I love this one.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Woodpeckers. How do they come up with that name?
Huh. I have no idea. Joanne Gay took this shot of an angry sea at Sodas Point during the high winds on Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Another
really
great
windy.
one. That is crazy.
A lot of wind damage throughout the region.
Oh, don't even get me started on it. The day before, on Tuesday, Kathy Contant was at Chimney Bluffs, where it was calm and pleasant on Lake Ontario.
Same lake, different
24 hours.
vibes. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is crazy. The Keuka outlet flowed nicely in Penyan on a sunny Saturday in this photo by Tina Fenn.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I like that. The trees just need to start getting some color on them.
Yeah, another few weeks. Usually when we get into May.
Yeah. This snow-covered squirrel was enjoying a spring breakfast on Sunday morning in Mike Sargent's Farmington backyard. Oh, I feel bad for the squirrel.
Yeah, they're warm.
Yeah, but it looks so sad because he's all covered in snow. Karen Wormuth sent us this photo from Hall where this dove was nesting during a snow squall.
2 doves in 1 week.
Yep.
Wow. And they're all miserable, I'm sure. They're confused. Jim Porupski photographed this Canada goose as the snow was coming down on him in Montezuma on Monday.
I like that one.
Oh, that is
Love
awesome.
that.
Looks like his neck is like completely
Backwards.
turned around. Someone behind him, one of his kids, are acting up.
Yep.
So he's telling them to get their act straight. This red sky was captured by Rachel Burkholder near Ovid on Sunday evening. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's a nice one.
also, Rachel Burkholder reports that someone did some work at Seneca Mills Falls along the Keuka Outlet Trail. The old foundations are now showing, and the falls are visible from the trail's bench that's just been added.
Nice, they cleaned it up. Good.
Little clearing.
That's
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Looks good. So, quickly now, because we're running a little behind, what's our favorite?
Oh, boy.
I think for me, the Canada goose is the winner.
Oh, with the neck.
Yeah, with his neck turned. It's just a good, different, unique picture.
I like the menacing sky at Sodas Point
The first one.
during the windstorm. Yes.
The first
Yeah,
one.
my pick was either the woodpecker or the goose, so I'll go with the goose, and that will do it.
Oh,
Jim
man.
Porupski.
My streak is gone.
Streak's over.
Good job, Jim.
Yeah, I
Nice
do
picture.
love that.
Great pick.
Everyone had awesome photos, and if you like to share your local photos from across the Finger Lakes, you can click on the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right of our homepage at fingerlakes1.com. And I'm going to pass it right over to you, Jim. We need to hear about some sports.
Yeah, last night Cornell and Syracuse played lacrosse in Ithaca. It's the biggest home game for Cornell of the year. And Cornell won 13-8.
Smoked.
Cornell was ranked 11th. Syracuse was ranked 7th or 8th, right in the top 10. Broke Syracuse's winning streak. Both teams are looking pretty good, though, for postseason play this year, NCAA tournament. Next week, Syracuse hosts North Carolina, or this Saturday at 4 o'clock in the Dome. You can watch that on ESPNU. Cornell will travel to Lehigh for a 2:30 face-off on Saturday, and Hobart will be in Maryland to face Mount St. Mary's at noon on Saturday. As for baseball, the Yankees will be in Detroit Friday 7:10 start, Saturday and Sunday at 1:10 p.m. afternoon games, and then the Mets host the Brewers Friday at 7:10, Saturday at 7:10, Sunday at 1:10. And Josh, you're a Brewers fan, right? Or a Mets fan, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, they're off to a great start.
Loving
They're
it.
9-1 right
Loving
now.
it.
Wow.
Best since 2006, I believe.
Yeah, good for it's
Totally unexpected. This was the last thing that any of us expected coming into this season.
well, they
If
got
we-
a
Well,
nice
that's
good.
pitching
500.
staff. No, Mets are good.
Not much has
Yankees are
changed
pretty good too this year.
From last year, except healthy.
Yeah,
And
health.
That's,
That's
the,
an
that's the
important
big
thing.
Who won that Yankees-Red Sox game?
The Red
The
Sox
Red
killed
Sox
them.
absolutely.
That's
Aaron Judge hit a
throttled them.
home run though last night, and then they got 2 more with the Red Sox before they traveled to Detroit. And there's nothing like baseball in Detroit this time of year.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's about it. The Masters ended last week with Patrick Reed winning. Now the PGA Tour moves on to the RBC Heritage in Hilton Head, South Carolina. And it's kind of questionable as whether we can get out on local golf courses now this weekend, because it's like this forecast is still up in the air.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll keep us posted on that.
Yeah, go to the Weather Center, daily. That's another thing you can check on the app if you want to see, especially when there is changeable weather like this. We updated on our Weather Center. So, it's at this point, don't get too upset with the bad weather, because we really are getting down there. It's going to be May soon.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anybody have any plans this weekend? Oh, you know what? I'm going to see Dane Cook.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, on Saturday. At Turning Stone, I believe. Yeah, to watch a comedy show.
Now I can really say it. I was hesitant on hoping I could play golf last weekend. I really planned on playing golf this weekend, especially with how promising the weather looked.
Oh, yeah.
Now my weekend plans are up in the air. I have no idea. Hopefully.
If the cold isn't what's going to keep me away, it would be the rain.
Yeah, that would just be a muddy mess.
Yeah, if it's not raining, I don't mind how cold it is, really.
That makes one of us.
I can't.
What do you got going on this weekend?
I have such a bad memory. I know that I'm going to check out Bon Appetit. It's a restaurant in Lyons. It's literally like a walking distance from my house.
Bon Appetit, B-O-N-E. It's a barbecue meat place.
Sure is.
I
it's
haven't
a White
been
House
there.
on the way to Lyons.
It's literally right, like I can see it from my front yard. I've never been there, so we're finally going to go check it out. I'm excited.
I never knew that if it was open or closed. Every time I drove by.
Thursday through
It's only
Saturday
Thursday through Saturday.
Okay, gotcha.
And I've heard you have to make reservations way in advance.
Yeah, because they have like specific set stuff, and I was hoping it would be like prime rib that day, but I think I lucked out and got something else that... It's fine, but we'll check it out and we'll see how good it is.
Take a picture.
Take some pictures.
I will.
Of your entree.
I always take pictures of my food. So basic. But other than that, that's all I think I remember I have planned for right now. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, well.
That's up.
Yeah. But that was another episode, and thank you everybody for joining us. If you'd like to drop us a line, you can send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. And if you enjoyed the show, click like, share, or subscribe, and we'll be back next Wednesday afternoon. Until then, have a great weekend.
See you, everybody.